Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone, and holy cow, new update for No Man's Sky is coming. New update. Specifically, this is the Origins update, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm so pumped up, you don't even know. Now. Before we get into too many details on it, I'm so pumped up, you guys. I'm so pumped up. But before we jump in too far, too deep, I just want to say thank you so much. We're at 85,000 subscribers. We're trying to get to 100,000 by the end of the year. So if you love No Man's Sky and you haven't subscribed to the channel, why not do that right now? Go down there, hit that subscribe button. I do a ton of videos on No Man's Sky. I would greatly appreciate it. I can barely talk, and we're just trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So let's jump into these details. So let's back up. Take a deep breath. Now, at about 3:04 this morning, and I'm in the United States, about 3:30 in the morning, Sean Murray just tweets out an orange. And everyone freaks out because if you don't know what Sean Murray does, he will always tweet out a single emoji right before an update hits. Now, it could be a day before, it could be a couple hours before in this case, but it's always immediately before. So we have about a day before an update's going to come. So everyone's freaking out, they're speculating, and everyone's like, oh, what does an orange mean? What does an orange mean? Then, all of a sudden, a few hours later, we get the official tweet from Sean Murray. It just says, No Man's Sky's Origins is releasing next week. Boom! And he drops the whole book cover thing. I don't know if you guys remember back in the, back before, we had a huge list of updates, and there was the bottom right-hand corner was missing. But now we know for sure that is the No Man's Sky Origins update. And look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's amazing. Okay, so just looking at that cover, you get the idea that there's procedural generation going on. They're going to actually do something with that. But let's go to the website and make sure of that. So if you go over to the website, you will see a landing page for No Man's Sky Origins coming next week. And this was put up just this morning, September 18th. And it just starts out with, hello. Next week, Hello Games will be releasing an update to No Man's Sky. We're calling it Origins. Detailed patch notes will follow along with next week's release. So we're not really going to see anything or hear anything other than the name. And we have the book cover here that we can still look at. It's still, I mean, look at that. Please, if it's not generation, generating the terrain and the different, planets and stuff like that, the procedural generation, I don't know what this is, because look at the cover. It has 3 different pieces of ground. There's 3 different players. It's a variation. There's, the cool living ship up, thing up there. The living egg is over there. Oh, I'm so excited. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of, lost here. I'm getting ahead of myself. But if you keep going down, the next one says, 4 years ago, we announced Foundation, our first major update for No Man's Sky. We promised it won't be our largest update, but it is the start of something. Those words were true at the time, and they ring true for Origins. We called it Origins because it's the beginning of something new, as No Man's Sky continues to grow and evolve. I mean, that right there, there's 2 big factors in there. Number 1, it's not going to be a huge update. It's not going to be like the Beyond update that added 1 million different features. But it sets the tone going forward. It's the beginning of something new. So I think what that means is Origins is we're going to reset back to baseline, meaning all the updates, all the things we have right now are going to be packaged into one deal, and we're going to start. This is going to be our 3.0, if you know what I mean. It is going to be the start of the next generation. It's going to be the start of the new No Man's Sky. And I think that also means they're going to add more biomes. They're going to be adding more of the procedure generation. So before I get too far ahead of myself, let's continue on before I start speculating. Beyond came out last year, bringing VR and hugely expanded online play. And since then, we have focused on releasing more regular updates. Synthesis, Bite Beat, Living Ship, Exomech, Crossplay, and Desolation have been some of our most popular, surprising, and transformative updates, leading to No Man's Sky to have its biggest year to date. We know that there's a huge appetite in the community for No Man's Sky content, and the team has worked our socks off this year to deliver in difficult circumstances. We have been quiet, but we are always listening and focusing on improving the game that our team loves and feels so passionately about. This update will be another small step in a longer journey. We hope you can join us. Thank you, Sean. Holy cow. So there's a whole bunch to unpack there. I think that when he says this is the start of something new, because this is it's gonna collect everything together, much like what they did with the Beyond update and the next update. They are gonna put out a new physical copy that just says, look, this is the bare minimum. No Man's Sky, if you have one of those original copies, it's not a complete game. You need the Beyond edition, or you need the next edition. I think we're gonna get a Origins edition. Okay, it's gonna be the new retail box. We're gonna have a new cover. We're gonna have all that stuff. But we're also gonna get procedural generation is gonna be improved. I don't know if you guys have stuck around since like way before. Some of the original trailers had amazing looking planets. They were beautiful and they had a lot of variety. Well, the game launched like that, and it was like that for a while, but it feels like, and this is not confirmed or anything, but it feels like when they started working on it, they said, look, we have all this procedural generation stuff, which is great, but it's limiting what we can do if we want to add in like base parts and different ships and stuff like that. And so we need to pull that back a little bit, limit the variety. That way we can put out other updates so we can actually make this game more complete. We can make multiplayer happen. We can make a ton of other things happen, but we have to limit the procedural generation. And now I think they've gone through and they've realized, okay, now that we've actually worked on this and we've updated and we've added stuff, we can put that procedural generation either back, or we can make it even more variety, stuff going on. So we're going to add more features, different plants, different animal types. I think that's what this is going to be. It's not going to be some huge, like, we're going to add a whole different feature, or a different mission or anything like that. That might be what's going on, because we have a lot of stuff going on with the space anomaly, but that's for a whole different video. But I think this update is going to focus on making the baseline for the next generation, for the PS5 and the Series X, the next Xbox. They are going to say, look, we have more power. We can do a lot more stuff. So let's put more variety. Let's put procedural generation. Let's put more plant types, more animal types. This is the update we've been waiting for, and I'm so excited, you guys. I am so pumped up. I know that Sean Murray said, hey, this is not a big update, but it's coming out next week. And that's a different thing too, because usually, like with the Desolation update, with the Exomech update, with the Living Ship update, he would announce it and it was out the next day. They were literally announcing it the day before. I think that this is actually going to be a deeper, it might not be as big, but I think the better word to use is a deeper update, because he's given us a lot of time ahead of time. He's given us a whole weekend to freak out and get excited and pumped up. I think this is going to be deeper than we realize. Not as big, but deeper. It's going to affect a lot of stuff. There's going to be a whole new variety of things going on. Planets are going to look different, so get ready for that. I don't think there's going to be a reset. I think that they learned that the community really doesn't like a reset, but maybe there's going to be a reset coming. If they do procedural generation, they might have to say, look, guys, we're changing the way that plants come out, animals come out, planets, the different biomes. We're changing all of that, so we're going to have to erase everything and start from scratch. They might do that. I don't think they will, because I think if they were going to do that, they would give us way more lead time and say, look, guys, this update's coming out, a week from now, and your bases are going to get reset, so get ready. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think what is going to happen is we're going to see some really cool variety. And I think we're getting ready for a next-gen update. I think this is it, because the next-gen doesn't happen till November, so they have a couple more months now. It's only September right now, so they have a couple months to kind of pull everything together. So I think that we're going to get an Origins update, which is going to bring everything together. This is the capper update that I was talking about early on. This is the thing that brings all the other updates together under one umbrella. That way they all work smoothly and stuff like that. And then we're going to get one more huge update when the next gen comes out. That's what I think. But what do you guys think? Are you guys excited? Are you pumped up like me? I can barely talk. I can barely sit still, you guys. So it took me a second to record this, but I'm so excited. I'm so pumped up. So hopefully you guys like the video. If you did, hit that like button for me. And if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel, because you know we're going to be doing a whole bunch of No Man's Sky stuff when it comes out next week. And, oh yeah, do your weekend event too. Do the weekend event. And I will see you guys next time.